Coming up on the round 12 edition of the 100k footy show, Jev, the pyramid is back. It is 100% your best one ever.
Also, as usual, we try and turn $10 into 100k. But we need your help this week. We need your help in the DMs, in the comments. We need some legs from you. No Darth this week. Geez, we talked some crap in the ramble at the end of it.
Honestly, sorry about the last 20 minutes. It's
Feel free not to listen, but it'll be good stuff.
Welcome back to the show that would never argue with Harley Reid. Welcome back to the show that refuses to give the ball back to the umpire at stoppages. Welcome back to the show that misses Das, unfortunately. Welcome back to the show that right now thinks betting on the draw, Jeff, would be more profitable than betting on North Melbourne or Richmond. Welcome back to the 100k footy show, where every week we get our big shrinking brains together, grab $10 and try and turn it into 100k betting on the footy every single week. Jev, how are you, big horse?
Fantastic introduction, Morgs. I am well. Morgs, what's the difference between parsley and pubic hair? You've got to move it to the side before you eat. And then once you've finished eating, you got to pick it out of your teeth. Oh, that is a horrible joke.
Oh, that's awesome.
Anyway, Das on night shift. We miss him. We went from Das. You were off camera because we couldn't fit you in.
Yep.
Wally, Leggy last week to just the two of us this week. Two-prong attack. We've got some great legs. We've got some good stuff for the fans coming up. So
I haven't seen a two-pronger since my auntie's 50th. So good night. Jev, last week, obviously a big thanks to Leggy and Wally from the Honest Beers boys. They jumped on. It was a ripping show. Not our best effort, though, on the 100k, it has to be said. No. And it wasn't down to preparation, because we saw Wally came in with his notebook.
He was great.
Even Leggy was on the iPhone, but he had done his notes. So I rated that, and I appreciate that. Might have a big guest coming up in 2 weeks. But last week, 18 of 29, 62%, only 7 percentile points away from a dinner for two, Jev. That would have been nice. I wasn't on the show, so I'll do the Honest Beers boys. Did you have any stiff legs?
Yeah, stiff legs for me. I had Jed Walters for a snag. So this isn't a stiff leg. This is a bad leg for me. I called the Jed Walter breakout game. I liked him for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I liked him to take Carlton to the cleaners. Thought Jacob Bennett would go to Ben King. Turns out Jed Walter got subbed off with one possession in the third quarter. He had a stinker, so a bit fun about that. You're stiff. Oh, and also Grind Myers for 20. Now, this is a stiff leg.
That's definitely.
So this is why the 100k was a bit stiff. But Grind Myers 20, it was the first time the whole year he's gone under 20.
Yep.
So it's just like he's 100% on the year and he finally goes under. It just happens to be in the 100k. So stiff leg, you?
I wanted to say to you, because I want to start bringing in some rules in the 100k. As we said, we talk about Norwood. It's too skinny. You can't bet on touches.
Yep.
Like, if you've hit something the last 5 times, on the 6th, maybe it's due to miss. And I told you about Andy McGrath.
Yeah.
We'll talk about him later, but he had 25 times in a row, and then he had 19 on the weekend. Yeah. I just wonder about that 6th one, Jev. Some stiff legs, the boys, they did have some stiff legs. Wally had Zach Butters early game, 25. Yeah. Just had a different game, only had the 19. Did he kick a couple of goals, though, didn't he?
20 and 2.
Yeah,
because he got tagged, so he just did it a different way.
That's okay. That's a Sunday league, probably in the end. But Skinfold's Ainsworth for a snag, just couldn't get one in the igloo. That would have been the 100k regardless. Leggy had Jez Cameron for 2, only kicked 1.
Yeah,
so it's just he's not in that autumn form at the moment. Yeah. Peter Wright for 2. The Fajita just didn't trouble the scorers at all. Had him for 2. That's a good leg though.
He cost us the 10k.
And then this is fucking stiff. Nick Martin for 30 was from the wall man. And I thought that was high. He had 29.
Yeah, that is stiff.
So it's good value in 100k. You're going to have some legs like that. But let's celebrate the good ones, Jev. What'd you have?
Mason Redmond for 20. It's my favourite leg in the 100k at the moment. Nice. Lockie Neal for 25. He was awesome. Hawks were better, but he was so good.
Yep.
Cosy Pickett for 1 and Jordan Dawson for 25, who got 10 coaches votes and was just unbelievable. Lou, they're good legs.
Yeah, they did have some good ones. They had Charlie for 2. He kicked 4 in the second half, so that's a good leg that came. Stengel for 1. Wally wanted him for 2. He really wanted him for 2, but we teased him down because it was, again, a Saturday leg. He ended up kicking 2. Jesse Hogan kicked 2. He'll probably win the Coleman. Cameron 1, Ginnivan 1. They both hit. Just good legs. Melbourne head-to-head. I thought that was an awesome bet from Leggy. I like a head-to-head bet in the multi. That cashed pretty easy. Cozzy for 1 was a good leg. And then finally, big Paul Blart Walcop. He loved Matt Crouch for 25. And we were a bit unsure about it in the Sunday game, but he had 30. So that's a really good bet. He swore that he would have the touches, and that he did.
Yeah, well done. Well done. I'm just looking. Das didn't have any bad legs until the last game where he had Tex 3, who kicked 2, Waterman 2, who only kicked 1. He had a good week as well, Das.
I'm not sure. I'm sure he'll be able to let us know in 2 weeks' time. But I reckon he's in fucking unbelievable form.
form.
So we'll have to check in that. Jeb, it's now time for something that we haven't had in 3 weeks. So, after 3 weeks of debate, discussion, and dialogue, a group of grizzled, chiseled, and Clint-bizzled men met at the Rising Sun Hotel for a Palmer, a pint, a whiskey, a bourbon. Then they got up and left in a Chevy Suburban.
Nice.
They met back up at the Espy for tequila and Pepsi till they started riding bar stools like they were Dizzy Gillespie. Not until then did they put together the most controversial list, but perfectly constructed list, ranked in pyramid formation, the best 21 players in the AFL today. It's Jeb's AFL Player Pyramid.
What an introduction, Lou. Thank you so
Hope
much.
you're proud, Dars.
The Espy and Dizzy Gillespie part is fantastic stuff.
Was that on your bingo card?
No, that is good stuff. So Pyramid, it is a good pyramid. It is tough. The competition's great. There's a bit of a part, I reckon, from players 18 to 40.
Yep.
So I reckon there's 18 locks in there. Everyone knows they're in there. From 18 to 40, you could pick anyone right now.
Yep.
Absolutely anyone.
And that's usually where the comments are.
This is where the comments are.
Yep.
It's the 18 to 40 players. So let me get into it. So out from my last pyramid, Lockie Whitfield, Isaac Rankin, and Tom Stewart.
I think that's fair.
Lockie's been good. I just think there's been a few players a bit better than him.
Yep. That's
You know,
fair.
it's tough. Isaac Rankin, I finally brought him in and he did his hammy.
Yep.
I think so highly of him. I think he's a pyramid player. He'll be back.
He'll be
He's
back.
just got to play and play another 3 weeks in a row. And Tom Stewart, the Cats are 0-4 since teams started tagging Tom Stewart.
Yep.
He's not handling it very well. He's not handling it well at all. He's not dominating games like he usually does. If you put a bit of work into him, you beat the Cats.
Yep.
So
Yep.
shows how good he is, but teams have beaten him.
Definitely.
Stiff, the Essendon Bombers. So obviously Merritt's in there, but I don't know who your second best player is, and that's probably why you're second on the ladder.
Yep.
1 week it's Stringer or Kyle Langford, or it's Sam Durham or Nick Martin. But if Jordan Ridley is going to play like he did on the weekend for the rest of the season, where he had 30 touches, a goal, I think he had 10 intercept marks, he might be the one that comes in.
It's a feather in their cap.
But all the Bombers, they're just playing so well as a team that they're
Play that.
also stiff. The Hawthorn Hawks.
Okay.
Same thing as the Bombers. You've found some form, but it's on the back of everyone playing better. Sicily freshened up, had a couple of weeks off, got his body right.
Yep.
Warple's been good all year. Newcomb's starting to come to the party. Will Day's back on the park, who I think is their best player.
Yep.
Dylan Moore's been a dog. So
a dog, yep.
no Hawks in there, unfortunately. LDU. He was in, and then I took him out.
Yep.
He's had 35-1, 27-2, and 35-1 his last 3 weeks. But he plays for a team that hasn't won a fucking game.
Yep.
I think he's stat hunting a bit and stat padding a bit because he's trying to show out and stand out for the next team he's going to play for.
Interesting.
A bit of a come get me.
Yep.
Bit of a putting some good stuff on
Yeah,
tape.
I like it.
Finally, the kid. Harley Reid
Yep.
is this fucking close to getting on the pyramid
People will hate this.
and staying there for 10 years. He's just fucking awesome.
Yep.
I just want to see a smidge more than 15 touches a game. If he starts getting around 20, a goal, and like every touch he has is gold, turns to gold. So bring that home Optus Stadium form on the road, and that's a bit of West Coast as well, and he's fucking in, so he's so close. Right, let's get to the bottom
Let's do
row.
it.
Bottom row.
Come on.
Lockie Neal, Sam Taylor, Noah Anderson, Jeremy Cameron, Nick Blakey, and Jason Horn-Francis.
Yes. That's a great shout.
Lockie Neal and Sam Taylor just holding on to their spots. They're just the same players. They're both in there. Noah Anderson the same. I said last time, and I'm saying again, I've only got room for one Gold Coast Sun in the pyramid.
Yep.
When they're the 2005 West Coast Eagles at home, and then the 2024 Eagles on the road, the Suns. But that 42-2 game against the Cats in Darwin, wow. So he keeps his spot.
Awesome.
Jez Cameron's taken a bit of a hit. It would be silly to have a pyramid and not have Jez Cameron in there. We all know how good he is, but his form, it's just been a bit too inconsistent lately to be any higher.
fair.
Geelong are on a 4-game losing streak. Welcome Jason Horn-Francis.
Yeah, this is
He's
awesome.
doing it different, Morgs.
He is.
He's doing it fucking differently. He runs away from stoppages with speed and power, bouncing the ball. It's eye-catching. It's
Yep.
fucking amazing. He kicks a goal a week. He's kicked 6 goals in his last 4 weeks. He hits the scoreboard, and he's super dangerous when he goes one out in the goal square. He always looks like he can go. And he's now averaging 25 touches his last 3 weeks. So he's starting to get a bit more of the ball. So 25-1 club the last 3 weeks, or 25-1.5 club. He's showing why he was the number one pick. If I'm a Port supporter, you're getting bullish because everyone talks about Butters, Rosie. He's starting to come. And I don't give a fuck about my Swans bias on this one. Nick Blakey is fucking in. Arguably the best general defender in the league. He kicks the ball as well as any halfback in the league. He's as fast and has the leg speed and leg drive as any defender in the league. He plays on any forward in the comp. He was playing on Jamara and Norton last week. He plays on Smalls. He plays on any forward in the comp. He's super courageous in the air, going third man up and everything, just whatever it takes to defend for the Swans. He hasn't played a bad game this year for a team that's 10-1.
Yep.
He's an absolute All-Australian lock. He's just in. I fought it for too long. He's just in. If you are going to be an All-Australian lock, you're in the best 23 players in the competition, basically.
Yep.
I think he's in the pyramid. I think he's in. Next row. Pat Cripps, Sam Walsh, Charlie Curnow, Tom Green, and welcome back, Jordan Dawson.
Yep.
I'm leaving the Carlton trio exactly where I had them last time. On the weekend, Cripps, best on, 3 Brownlow votes, amazing end. Charlie Curnow, 4 goals, 4. Walsh, another 30, a much-needed win. But the week before, Walsh held to 20. Cripps, no impact on the game. Curnow playing centre-half back in a panting by the Swans. They're all superstars, but a bit inconsistent to be any higher. Tom Green's just Tom Green, playing some nice footy, getting a lot of the ball. He's their best midfielder. I don't know. You need some Brownlow votes, though. That's right. And welcome back, Jordan Dawson. Jordan, awesome. He just said, nah, bugger this, and chucked the Crows on his back to get them out of the shit. God, he's been good the last month. He is such a good footballer and captain. I'm glad to have him back on. I fucking love Jordan Dawson. Next row, Errol Goulden, Zach Butters, Caleb Sarong, and Max Gawn.
Yep.
How fucking good is Max Gawn?
Awesome.
He's easily the best ruckman I've ever seen. I know they talk about Paul Salmon and all these guys, sort of Dean Cox and blokes before us, but he's the best ruckman I've ever seen. He had to do a pre-game fitness test to get on the weekend to see if his calf was right to play.
Yep.
So before the game he's doing... Then he just dog-walked arguably the second best ruckman in the game, Rowan Marshall, for 2 hours and had another 10 coaches' votes. He is Melbourne. He is just fucking dominating games. He's so good. Butters, Sarong, and Errol. I don't think anyone can argue with these three. Just handling business week in, week out. None of them ever play a truly bad game. Butters only 20 touches on the weekend and got tagged, still kicked 2 goals. Errol, arguably the best kick in the comp, doesn't play a bad game, has over 25 every week, does it differently. And Sarong's just Sarong, a midfield clearance wizard.
I love it.
Next.
This is awesome.
Bontempelli, Christian Petrarca, and Zach Merritt.
Yep.
These blokes are who they are. Similar to the last week, they are never truly bad, and you'll probably never see them lower than this. Teams try and tag Petrarca, and he just works them over and dominates in other ways. He's just been unbelievable the last couple of weeks. Did cost us 10k in the 10k. Bont has become a more centre forward, and he's just so dangerous all over the ground. So dangerous as what he looks like, a full forward, centre forward. Everything he touched turns to gold. I was there the other night. I was terrified of him playing full forward. And Zach Merritt is just on fire. Yep. He's been getting tagged a bit, so his numbers have taken a slight hit. But he's still captaining the team that's second on the ladder, and his standards and his early season form are the reason they're there.
Yep.
You know, rising tides lift all ships. He's made everyone better around him. Second row, next.
That's great.
Isaac Heaney, Chad Warner.
No way.
You actually can't argue this. First and fifth in the coaches' votes. First and sixth in the Brownlow betting. We all know what Isaac has done to start the year and set the Swans up to be 10-1. Still first in the coaches' votes. Still Brownlow favourite. His first average game of the year was against the Dogs, and he had 23 and a goal. And nearly goal of the year, good goal. Yep. On the boundary, right foot drop punt. It was fucked. Awesome. And it was the first time I was like, he's been a little quiet. And Chad, my fucking boy Chad. Jeez, I got some pushback last pyramid, having him in the 4th row. People called me crazy, said he shouldn't even be in there. So what did he do? 23-2 and a win against Freo. 28 and 3 goals too in a win against the Blues on national TV Friday night footy for the world to see. 10 coaches' votes. Yep. Then 25 and 4 on national TV Thursday night. Everyone watching should have had 5 goals. Another 10 coaches' votes. You can't argue this right now. Yep. The damages he's causing to games is just fucked. 10-1. He's the second best player for the best team by an absolute mile. He's killing teams. And back to the top of the pyramid, the kid, Nick Dacos.
I can't believe this.
It's just fucked what he's doing, Morgs. 10, 10, 10, and 9 coaches' votes his last 4 weeks. 39 out of 40 coaches' votes in his last 4 weeks. 12 Brownlow votes his last 4 weeks. 20 years old. Are we watching Gary Ablett Jr.? Are we watching Chris Judd? I don't want to fight as much as I have been. I just want to enjoy it.
Yep, that's good.
What a player. Just watching him right now, he's just had 4 perfect weeks. Collingwood undefeated in those 4 weeks. A couple of draws in there, but he's just unbelievable. And I'm a bit questionable on the Pies, but what this kid is doing is just fucking unbelievable.
I'm in shock. I had no idea. I'm thinking Chad, Heaney, where's the kid? Unbelievable. I did not picture that from you.
Yeah,
I
he's back
thought
on
maybe
top.
Chad was going to the top, but I think that's good. That's a respectful pyramid, Jeff. If you've got some problems with that, you can disagree, don't get me wrong.
You disagree.
But that is a great fucking pyramid. What I love the most is the equity you've got in players. Someone like Bond.
Yeah.
Bond is just that good, and he has so many runs on the board.
Yes.
He does not deserve to go any lower than that.
Yeah, he really doesn't.
A pig would have to start flying for
Yeah.
something to happen for you to drop. I think, honestly, that's your best pyramid ever.
Thank you. Thank you.
That
very
is
much.
awesome. Massive round of
Can't
applause.
wait to see the feedback I get. I usually get a lot of feedback.
Yeah, lots.
I can't wait to see the Chad Warner feedback because people came for me and geez, they look dumb now.
Yeah, they do. It's a bit like the Sicily. We should go back. Well, we should go back. You've made some people look pretty stupid.
Yes, James Sicily.
Has anyone made you look stupid? Not so much stupid, but have they been right on anyone? Because there isn't anyone that I can think of right now.
Yeah, I was hard on Isaac Cronin. Crow supporters take it badly. They don't have many players in.
That's fair.
Essendon supporters want some more, but they want Sam Durham in. Sam Durham's on a pyramid.
I think that might be a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I think I'll get a bit of pushback on Jason Horne-Francis. He's that guy. Is he the 20th best player or the 40th best player?
Yeah, you're right.
That I'm pumping up a bit, you know? And like Nick Blakey, it could be my Swans bias, but he just has not played a bad game this year.
Yep.
He's been fucking fantastic.
Your point on his defence being underrated is a great point. You only think about his little chisels inside 45, but he plays genuine roles, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah. And he's always peeling off, spoiling. He's super courageous. Yeah, he's a star.
Please let us know. You'll see if you're listening to the podcast, let us know on the Instagram because it'll get uploaded, and let us know in the comments. If you're watching on YouTube, please tell us below in the comments. We want to hear some feedback.
What am I missing? Someone else that's probably starting to tick is like Andrew Brayshaw, Luke Jackson. They're starting to play some good footy.
Yep.
There's no Saints in there. There's no like
that's a
people
shock.
like Harris Andrews in there. Like he's starting to get tagged. I don't know. I think it's
only 21 players,
Pretty
Jeff.
spot on.
I think that's your best ever.
Thank you.
Let's start moving into the round 12 multi, Jeff. I reckon the Ramble is about 25 minutes away, so stay tuned for that. So the Thursday night and the Friday night games, we don't include in the multi because we obviously give people time to watch this. We edit it. It comes out Thursday morning. You've got till Saturday Arvo to watch it, to listen to it. So we start Saturday 1:45. Getting some feedback on the theory behind the multi-Jeff, and I wanted to quickly address this. So a comment in the YouTube, and they talked about why do we just do short leg, and then the white whale, which we've done the last 2 weeks. Admittedly, we've gone a little bit wider with that white whale late. But if you're 230 metres out from goal, Jeff, you can't have a shot.
No.
You need a couple of 45s in board. You
Yes.
might need one long up the wing,
Yes.
and then you find the inside 50, and then you have a ping.
Yes.
You can't. We just want to be able to have a ping.
Yes.
So 2 weeks ago, we had the 10K Punters Club. We had a couple of short, good legs, and then Petrarca 2, he kicks one goal, and one that would have been a goal if the advantage wasn't brought back. So that is the reason behind it at the moment. If you've got a better theory on it, please tell us.
And then last week in the 10K Punters Club, we have McGrath 20, Peter Wright 2, and we're done by Saturday night.
Yep.
The Punters Club's dead by Saturday night, so it's sort of like, it's fucking hard. It's
It is
hard.
fucking hard.
If we go too hard Saturday and we don't make it to Sunday, then there's no point doing the pod.
That's right. The
we
fun is
need to
the
make it
ride.
to Sunday, but we got to find good, like really good legs on Saturday to make it, to get us, to build us up. Build us up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then we'll have a talk from 45.
Yes, we'll have a
If
Tory.
you've got a better theory, though, let us know because,
And-
as I said, we're not experts.
And if you are listening, wait, we've got a heap, like, we can't wait to get to the end of this multi to get the fans involved.
Yep.
Because we need some help.
Let's get it going, Jeff. Saturday, June 1. It starts with Hawthorn and Adelaide at the MCG. Isn't a month in footy a long time, Jeff? This game a month ago, you'd rather watch a whole season of The Masked Singer, I reckon. Would have been a shocker. All of a sudden, this is a belter. Both teams have had better returns to form since Jackie O.
Jesus.
How good.
Jackie.
Oh, Jeff, who do you like?
Taylor Walker, one snag at $1.12 to get the boys kicked off. The taxi door loves three things: Saturday afternoon football, MCG, and playing the Hawks.
Oh, yeah.
He's kicked a goal in each of his last 8 games. He's kicked 14 in his last 5 against the Hawks and 13 in his last 4 games at the MCG. $1.12 is criminal. The Texan just kicks one, doesn't he? He gets us going. Let's go.
What's the taxi door reference?
He's got big ears.
Yes.
And Das wrote this. So he looks like a taxi door.
I just thought a few people might be asking. Love that. Give me Darcy's boy, John Newcomb, for $20. $1.27. He's starting to roll, this bloke. He's rolling like a fat bloke at the Cooper Hill cheese wheel contest, Jeff. He's really starting to pick up some momentum. 100% in his last 6. Last 2 times they played the Crom, he's had 25 and 26. The Hawks have their tails up. This will be a great midfield battle. I'm thinking about going to this game, Jeff. That's how excited I am.
I guarantee you won't be there.
We're heading west. West Coast versus St Kilda at Optus Stadium. Jeff, who do you like?
Allow me to introduce myself. St Kilda get to meet the kid.
Yes.
Harley Reid this week. Harley Reid in Perth. Lucky St Kilda going over. They get to see the hype, and the hype is real. It's the best experience in football at the moment. Just ask Josh Rochelle.
Poor Josh.
Who's just buried in the turf. Give me the kid for a goal at $1.62. He kicked one last week in a 99-point drumming.
Yep.
But at home, at Optus Stadium, he's just a different beast. A highlight package. He kicked that. He had 10. Did he have 10 coach votes against Melbourne? But that performance against Melbourne a couple of weeks ago was just something to behold. So he'll kick one against the Saints. You got a leg?
Apparently, Rochelle was buried so deep into the turf at Adelaide Oval that his alarm on Monday morning was the sprinklers. Is that good?
Yeah, that's good.
Jack Higgins, anytime, $1.18, Jeff. This is just a little tick. This is one of those inside 45 kickers that we want. We don't have a set shot.
The little tip rat.
This bloke, when he's up and about, he's lively as a butcher's dog. It's unbelievable. His last 5, he's gone 2-2, had a week off with Nort, and then 2-2. Apart from that week off with the Duckers, he's a 2-week player.
Yeah, so he's just back from his 3-week suspension from tackling Leary. He popped up, kick 2.
So there's the form.
Fresh.
His last 3, I had a look, last 3 at Optus, he's gone 1-2-4, so he doesn't mind the trip to Perth. The Saints have to loosen up a touch, don't they? A bit of a put some speed on the footy. Obviously, so my thinking is McGovern and Barras. Yeah. They're probably going to handle Max King with Barras, our man.
Easily.
But who's covering the butcher's dog?
Yeah. Morgs, what will the fallout be if the Saints lose this game? Does anyone have any predictions? If the Saints go over and lose, what will the fallout be? I know our St Kilda faithful have messaged us and said, I'm done if they lose to West Coast. Just done. They're on the same amount of points on the ladder. Can the Saints leaders step up? Jack Steele kicked 1 last week. Can he kick 2 this week?
Yeah, he might need to step up. It would have been a golden league to have in the 100K, Jeff. And it makes me think we bring it back after a week off. It is the most lucrative segment in all of sports. Gold Rush. Play the music, please. We're starting off with my favourite. It is the anytime goal scorers. Stevie May kicked 1 at $9. That would have been a great bet. Jake Colachazny, the Kangaroo Shazlik, had for $9 you could have got for any time. And then, as you mentioned, Jack Steele for 1 was $6. Beautiful. Chase Jones kicked 3. For 2, you could have got $21.
21.
Couldn't get on him for 3. Jack Viney kicked 2, $21. So great bets there.
Great bet.
Zach Williams for 4, paid 19.
Das
all over
tipped
that.
it. No, paid more than 19. Das got...
Sorry, this is for 3.
Yep.
19. Chad Warner, he kicked 4 as well, but for 3 was 9. Jack Gunston, he kicked 4, also $8.75. And then Jacob Van Ruin kicked 3 for $7.75. On to the 4s, as you mentioned. Zachy Will, 67 on points bet. I think Das got
tipped
69.
I think Das got 71 to 1.
71 for 1. 2 more than did it for 2 on sports bet. It was an unbelievable tip.
That was his best tip ever.
Jack Gunston, as I said, for 4 at 26. Chad Warner for 4, 23. Jake Riccardi for 4 at $12. And then Todd Marshall for 4 at $6.50. Moving into disposals, 25. This is unbelievable. Tom DeConing at 25, 41 to 1 on points bet.
I looked to have him. I had looked at bet on him. He's gone nowhere near 25.
Nowhere near.
41 to 1.
That might be one to watch if Pidnet's out again. Tomlinson had 25 at 29. Darcy Tucker had 29, paying $12. Lockie Scholl $6.50 for 34 touches he had, and then Travis Spoke 25, $5.50. Onto the 30. As I said, Scholl, you could have got $23. Christian Salem for 30 had $6.50, and Max Holmes only $4.10, but I included it because I reckon that's probably one to watch.
Yeah.
If we need a Sunday leg for 30, he's in unbelievable form and consistent form. 410, and then your man Jev to finish it off. Davies Uniac had 35 for 35. You could have got $7.75.
That's nice.
I reckon that's a pretty decent price for 35 for a bloke that's in that sort of form.
Yeah, he's had a 2 in the last 3 weeks.
So nothing really super special there other than Zach Williams, but a lot that you can genuinely think to have in some multis.
Yeah, 100%.
That is the most lucrative segment in sports. All the bets we weren't on but wish we were.
Gold Rush.
What's the next game, Jeff? Don't even know. West Coast and Kilda.
Geelong versus Richmond.
It is Geelong versus Richmond down at the Cattery, Jeff. Who do you like?
Now, this game has a Cats comeback game written all over it. We saw the Lions get back into form against the Tigers. Yep. Give me Jez Cameron to enter the 2-15 club on Saturday night.
Love it.
The club's open.
Yep.
He's $1.30 for Boach, which is a premium price.
That is a great price.
He's 100% his last 5. to get 15 touches, and he's hit the last 3 times against the Tigers.
Yep.
He's getting 15.
Yep.
And as far as goals go, Jez is due. You're either hot or you're due, and he's fucking due. We all know the saying. Das has said it too many times. He shears the sheep, milks the cows, and kicks the goals. He's kicked 10 in his last 3 appearances against the Tigers. He's more ready to pop than your dad watching Neighbours. Who the hell is going with Jez 2 and 15 club? Open 7:30 Saturday night. I can't wait to watch him. He'll kick 2 and 15. He could be on 5 or 6 watch, I reckon.
Yeah, no,
he's due a big night at the G.
So due.
He's due a big night at the G. They don't have a matchup for him.
They got a few out.
Yeah.
Definitely. He is so due. We'll head down to the Ballerine if that opens a 2 and 15 club.
Yeah.
I'll throw a sweater on.
Yeah, nice.
Give me Tyson Stengel, Wally's man, $1.40 for 2.
Yeah,
This
I
man
like
is
it.
in better form than Pete Davidson, Jeff. It's actually unbelievable when you hear the form. He's kicked 2 snags in 80% of his last 10, and he's kicked 1 in 19 of his last 20.
Yeah, nice.
It's an unbelievable form line. Wally was all up in him last week, and for good reason. As I said before, he wanted him for 2, but we teased him down to 1. He went and kicked 2. Saturday night against the Tigers, we're taking him for 2. His last 4, he's gone 2, 3, 4, 2. He's kicked 3 against the Tigers last year in round 15. Stringer kicked 4 last week. The week before that, Lohman and Cameron both kicked 5.
Yep.
So the form is there against the Tigers. The week before that, Harms kicked 4, for God's
Yeah.
sake. Harms. Cats are due a statement here.
Chompers.
The Cincinnati Stengels, just too clever to the Tigers, $1.40 every day of the week.
Yeah, perfect.
Love it. That's Saturday, Jeff. Only
Saturday.
5 games this week. It's fucking tough.
It's
sledding.
tough work.
Tough
I've
sledding.
got some legs coming though.
Turn 10 into 100K on 5 games. Sunday, Melbourne versus Fremantle. It's up in Darwin. Who do you like?
I'm going to take a bit of a risk on this game. Morgs.
Great.
Give me Sean Darcy, the big lumping lad, for a goal.
Yep.
He's paying $2.30 for an anytime goal.
Yep.
But he plays full forward when Luke Jackson goes to the ruck, or he plays out of the square.
Yep.
He kicked 1 last week and 2 the week before. He's starting to get going after injury. He's starting to get moving. He plays out of the square. He's big. I think against Melbourne, I don't know if Lever's playing or not, but they've got Tracy, a miss, and then Sean Darcy. Eventually, they get too tall, sort of thing. They get too tall. Eventually, they don't have a matchup. Hoping it's big Sean Darcy just for 1, $2.30. I reckon he's going to get the chance. He just has to take his chance.
That's a great shout. We had a little lick on the first goal scorer in the game in the Freo game, and you're right. He was in 3 contests, could have taken a mark. He was just too slow to get his hands to the ball.
Yes.
But definitely, he's in some marking contests. Give me Cozzy Pickett for 2. This could be better the round, Jeff.
Yeah,
Honestly,
100%.
good. $1.92 for 2. I'm using our analogy. If you're not hot, you're due. We've used it a couple of times. He's kicked goals in his last 5, but hasn't kicked 2 in the last 3 weeks.
Yes,
So
okay.
you know it's coming. Kicked 5 snag in his last 2 appearances against the Dockers. But Jeff, who could forget? 2 years ago, up in Darwin, Cozzy kicked 6 against Port. The only person I can think of that loves playing in Darwin more is our man Bailey Humphrey. This is cash. $1.92 is just too good to say no to. A Sunday leg in Darwin. I absolutely love it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I like him. I'm going to look at him 3, 4, 5. Like, he loves it's in Alice Springs. He plays there and he plays well every single year. Give me my man Caleb Sarong for 25 at $1.15. He finally had a below average game for him against the Pies, and he still had 25 disposals. I say it all the time. The last time he didn't have 25 was like round 9 against the Blues last year. It's just fucked how consistent he is.
It is.
The last 2 games against Melbourne, he's had over 25. The big wheels keep rolling. Caleb Sarong just gets his 25 touches. $1.15. Melbourne will go head to head with him. They won't tag him. They don't put anyone on. He'll get it.
For sure.
You.
I got a game of Who Am I for you.
Oh, here we go.
It's a bit of a different one. My last 2 at the venue, I've had 34 and 30. My last 2 against the Space Dockers, I've had 30 and 30. My nickname is the Portuguese Rattlesnake. I'm paying $1.23 for 20 touches. I'm 100% my last 40 games.
That is just some unbelievable stuff. The Portuguese Rattlesnake. I'm going to go something like Stephen May or something.
Christian Petrarca.
Christian Petrarca for 20 touches.
I don't get. What am I missing? $1.23 for 20. 100% my last 40.
40.
Are you hearing this?
40 games in a row.
It has me fucked.
Like that's...
Call in. Tell me.
He's 100% his last 40 for 20 touches, and you're getting $1.23. And last year in Darwin, he had 34, did he?
34. And 30. Last 2 at Darwin, 34 and 30. So
34 and 30, and we're getting $1.23 for 20.
The heat's no worries for the Portuguese Rattlesnake.
That is just golden, Lou.
The phones are lighting up. What is going on? $1.23. Love him for 25. The only thing I can think of is because he's playing more time forward. But I didn't do. Das would have done this. He would have done where he plays his minutes. But
Yeah,
I
not
didn't
even.
speak to Luffy at Champion Data. But $1.23 is awesome.
Ah, fucking oath.
Yup.
What a bet.
Yup.
Hey, I'm going to take Jeremy Sharp, the running machine,
Sharpie.
for 20 touches at $1.53.
Permanent market.
Absolutely love the value of $1.53 for a man who is getting better and better by the week and is growing in confidence week in, week out. He's had 28, 20, and 26 these last 3 weeks.
Awesome.
And just this, I just love it. If there's any local footy players out there or keen runners or fitness freaks or whatever it is, in the off-season, Morgs, Jeremy Sharp, imagine when you were back in your day, this is what he does for a preseason session on his own.
Right.
25 400s on the 2 minutes. 25 400s on the 2 minutes. So that's 50 minutes of work. He does 10K and he does 25 400s.
That's fucking impressive.
That would be fucking hard.
I wonder he's getting
Imagine
a bit
a
of it.
lap of the oval. It'd take you like, your minute 25s, your minute 30s. He'd be a lot fitter than us. So maybe minute 10, minute 15. You get to the 2 minutes, you go again. And you don't stop till you have 25 400s.
We should do that. Imagine doing that tomorrow. It would be an hour 25.
Oh, we'd be dead. So I've been watching him and just how hard he actually runs out in the field. He gets himself the ball by just running hard. So 20 touches, $1.53, something that's hit 3 weeks in a row. Love the value, especially on a Sunday. So give me that.
I love that. Just a little sneaky one. I reckon Pizza Hut, Josh Treacy for first. He's a must bet every week, $11.
Josh Treacy for first.
I reckon it's a bet.
Here we go.
It's every week.
He's only kicked singles the last 1-1-1. Is he due for a 2 or a 3?
Potentially. As long as that single's the first snag, I don't care.
Come on.
$11. You got anything else?
No, nothing else.
Final game. I can't believe it. Only 5 games. Gold Coast Suns versus Essendon at the Bank. This is awesome.
This game's awesome. We have to load up in this game. Gold Coast are a fucking great home team and Essendon are second on the ladder.
This is so clearly game of the round.
Yeah,
Like
so clearly.
So clearly.
Oh, yeah. There's been some dog-ass games.
Hit me.
But, all right, I've got a lot of legs, but just good betting.
Okay.
First leg, Noah Anderson, 25 at $1.36.
Great.
He's a fucking Hall of Famer at home, Morgs. Jeez, he's a good player at home. He's had 33, 36, and 35 his last 3 at Heritage Bank this year. Every time he plays there, he's fucked. I'm only taking him for 25. He had a shocker last week. He goes back home where they're a different team. If they don't tag him, he's getting 25. He's getting 30. He's so good in that game. When it's a bit slippery out for other teams, this is when he's at his best. So I'm going to start with Noah Anderson, 25. You.
Big final. Give me our man, Jed Walter, anytime snack at $1.37.
We're going back to the well.
Back to the well. You blokes mentioned on the roast, he hasn't had a great crack at playing in 21 days. He got rested, then subbed out last week against the Blues when you had him for any time. This man will go harder than Jack Russell on a $2 steak this week.
Oh, yeah.
He has a point to prove, that man. We just love this big gluten man in the heat. Get behind him. His last 5, he's gone naught last week. 4 before that, they went 2-1, 2-1. Yeah. There's some good defenders coming up north. There's not a question about that. But I think it's going to be a great midfield battle. He's going to get his shot at a goal.
Get his chance.
He will get his chance. I'm just asking for 1. Thought about 2 because the value was there at $3.10. Tease it down to $1.37.
His nickname's Chompers. He'll be chomping at the bit.
Chomping at the bit.
He has to be chomping at the bit.
Chomp ass.
Next, an Essendon leg. Give me Mason Redmond for 20 at $1.32. I've been harping on this leg the last couple of weeks, and it just turned into a cash cow for me. It's hit 4 games in a row. He's actually had 30 2 of the last 3 games against Gold Coast. Actually, you know what? Now that Jordan Ridley's back in the side, I reckon it's freed Redmond up a little bit. Okay. Give me Say-So Redmond for 25
up it.
at $2.50.
Yes.
Last game of the weekend. 24 last week, so it's not 25. These last 3 against the Suns. 22, 34, and 30.
Yep.
So we had a 34 game against Suns last year. I reckon I'm going to beat the bookies on this one.
Okay.
I reckon I'm going to be in front of the bookies on this one because now Jordan Ridley's back in the side. It's freed Mason Redmond up.
Yep.
I want him for 25 at $2.50. Last game of the weekend, I think it's like the perfect leg to bump up, take a bit of a risk on. He's been playing some good footy. He's going to be freed up. I don't think anyone at Gold Coast is going to go with him. So, yeah.
As I said, this is the top from 60.
Yeah.
This is what we are in. I just had a look at the weather too. Sunday, 22, clear.
Perfect.
Now, Jeff, we're pretty good mates.
Here we are.
Some would say we're best mates. We share a love for pizza, like not many do. You're the best man at my wedding. My dog's middle name is your dad's name, Little Benji Dean, we call him. I think I'm willing to test the friendship on this one at a shot at winning us 100K. Now, if you follow the 100K for long enough, you know that this is controversial, but I'm calling this leg the friendship tester.
Okay.
I'm taking Essendon head-to-head
Wow.
At $2.12. There is a chance that in our friendship group, I may cost us $100,000 because I've bet on the Dons head to head. They haven't lost since Jesus was a boy, Jeff. They have won their last 4. They've drawn Anzac Day. Are they real? I want to find out, and I want to find out with some fucking skin in the game. Are they a worthy second on the ladder spot? Is the 7,000 and whatever days it is since their last final on a countdown clock to greatness?
Yeah.
Is it?
Is it?
I'm happy for the Dons. I'm up and about for their supporters. It's about time we got behind them. So I've thrown them in the multi. I love a head-to-head bet. Leggy inspired me last week. He backed Melbourne. Just didn't overthink it.
He backed Melbourne, Collingwood, and another head-to-head Carlton. He
Yes.
got 3 head-to-head bets last week.
Yes, and the draw, obviously. But I think it's a good bet. We need value in this thing. $2. I think they go up and win.
Wow. Jeez,
Go up and win.
We absolutely hate it when head-to-head bets cost us in the multi.
Go up and win.
So it is a friendship tester because I'm going to give it to you next week if this loses. It is going to be dog's ass.
If this costs us $100,000, I will not be on the show.
Well, I've got legs that you're going to like because they're going to help Essendon. So give me. I've got 2 more legs.
Please.
Do you have any more legs?
No.
So give me Bailey Humphrey for a goal at $1.56.
Yep.
We all know the all-time bet. Das or
Yes.
the 100K put on, backing
Das.
Bailey Humphrey for 4 at 71-1.
Awesome.
That was 2 weeks ago. He still kicked a goal last week in a loss to the Blues when they were very average, the Suns.
Yep.
He loves a snag at home. $1.56 for a forward to kick a goal is just golden.
it's awesome.
Last game of the weekend, give me Bailey Humphrey
At
goal.
home.
And geez, I like the look of Jake Stringer against the Suns.
Very interesting.
I don't think they have a matchup for him.
Yep.
Here's his last 3 against the Suns. 4 goals 2. 5 goals 1, 4 goals 2.
Wow.
His last 3 against the Suns. He absolutely feasts on the Gold Coast Suns, the string bean.
Absolutely.
I'm going to take him for 3
Wow.
at $3.90.
This works.
The value and the form is just there.
Yep.
He had 3 at quarter time against the Tigers on the weekend.
Yep.
He's kicked 13 goals in his last 3 against the Suns.
Yep.
If the 100K comes down to Jakey Stringer to kick 3 and Essendon to win, they go hand in hand.
That's awesome.
I'd rather Jake Stringer to kick 3 than Peter Wright again, if I'm honest.
Yeah, no, for
Peter
sure.
Wright. And Kyle Langford, he's a fucking good player, but he hasn't been like delivering 2s and 3s the last couple of weeks. They've been put a lot of effort into Kyle Langford. I reckon Jake Stringer gets off the chain a bit at the moment.
I agree.
I just love 4, 5, and 4 his last 3 against the Sun. So, you know he'll give himself a chance. He's that hungry in the forward line.
Yep.
So that's it. Jakey Stringer
That's
for 3.
awesome. You're right. He's not kicking 3 and Essendon are losing this game.
Nah, I wouldn't have thought so.
Is that all you've got?
That's the multi.
So what I'll do, let's read it out.
Okay.
So it's 18 legs. Usually we use 25 or more if we have a couple of same gamers. We are calling upon the people, Jeff.
We are calling among the people.
There's only 2 of us, 5 games. Last week, was it last week we
2
asked for
weeks
help?
ago.
2 weeks ago, we asked for help. We got 4 legs from the people. They went 100%.
100%. So we needed disposals for the last 2 games because they didn't have it up on the
wasn't
markets.
loaded.
People commented on YouTube.
Yep.
The leg, why they like it, and all the form behind it. The people that commented went 4 for 4.
Yep.
We had like Duggan for 20, Houston for 20. I can't remember all of them. But
A lot of people said the same one, but
Yeah.
those 4 definitely had the steam behind it.
so we're right now, it needs to pay 10,001, the 100K multi.
10,001.
It pays 3,300.
Yep. Which is not far off.
But there's 7 legs remaining to be put in. We're only 18 legs. We've got to get to 25. So we need you. We
Please.
need you. Comment on the YouTube, a leg. Any leg. Just do the work. Tell us why you're backing it.
Yep.
Have the form behind it. The form when they've played the team the last time. The form at the venue. Whatever the reason. Tell us why you're backing it. Only Saturday and Sunday games.
Yep.
Or if you're listening to this in your ears, you're not watching on YouTube, DM us. Tell us why you're putting it on.
Yep.
We're going to see it. We've got 7 legs remaining to get us to 10K. Give us something. Help us.
If some smart, I was going to swear, sends us Gold Coast head to head,
Some smart
I'd,
ass.
I'd fucking laugh. I'll give it to you. So this is what it is. 18 legs. Taylor Walker for 1. John Newcomb for 20.
Good start.
Harley Reid 1. Jack Higgins, the Butcher's Dog 1. Tim Kelly for 20.
Did you
No, I didn't actually. Do you want to give me, should I give you the form on the Tim Kelly?
Yeah, give us the form.
I don't even know if I've got it written down here. We'll cut this. Just give me the lock Tim Kelly. It's just shorter than your knob after an ice bath, but it's free money. Fuck, I wish I read that out.
Oh,
awesome leg.
shorter
We'll cut
than
this
your
out a
knob
bit.
after nice. So we got Harley Reid, Jack Higgins, Tim Kelly, 20.
Jeremy Cameron, 2 and 15 club.
Good.
Head down to the Ballerine coast. Tyson Stengel, the Cincinnati Stengel, 2 or more.
2. Perfect.
Sean Darcy, 1. Jeremy Sharp, 20. Cozzy for 2. Petrarca, 20.
Good legs.
100% his last 40. Noah Anderson, 25. Mason Redmond, 25. Baz Humphrey for 1. Stringer for 3. Essendon head-to-head. The friendship tester.
And Jed
Walter for 1.
Good legs.
Awesome legs.
But there's room.
Yeah.
There's room
And
for other legs.
it should be said, being a multi, people will think, fuck, they're $7,000 away. So a $2 turns that into 6.
Yeah.
Another $1.40, another $1.40, we're about there.
I reckon it's $7.25s, $1.30s.
Yeah. So
We'll get us to 10.
we are not far away.
We are not far away. We want your help. We're so keen your help because sometimes it gets to a Tuesday night.
Yep.
We're a bit tired from the weekend. We're not thinking straight.
No, that's right.
And people have legs that would go, boys, put this leg in. It is golden. And we just haven't thought about it. It hasn't
right.
crossed our mind. So
there's people that are out there thinking straight.
and
we
way
want to
straighter
hear
than
from
us.
them.
Way straight. We got some guys in our Discord on absolute fire. We
Haters.
should ask Willie. I think it's Will McCormick. Willie
yep.
M31 in our Discord. He won about $2,000
Yep.
and he sent the multi to everyone. I'd love to know what his leg of the weekend is.
And
I'm going to get one off him.
The best thing is he will no doubt tell us.
He will tell us.
So we'll
He
put
will
that
mention.
out.
So 7 legs remaining for just DM us.
It's fucking awesome. I'm so glad we've done that, Jeff. It is the favourite time of the week. It's time for the ramble.
Let's go.
You keen to ramble?
I'm always keen to ramble.
The ramble. Thursday night game, the Friday night game. It's not included in the multi, so it's a pretty unstructured part of the pod. The old ramble. The old Lockie ramble.
So we usually do 100K versus the bookies as well.
Yep.
So last week, 100K versus the bookies.
Yep.
I'll
I'm
get it up
shit
just
at
quickly.
this. I'm shit.
You are shit, but I already know what yours is. Betting the line,
You gotta pick
right?
the line.
So last week, Leggy took Collingwood plus 2.5 at
Yep.
Freo.
It's good. It's great.
He loved it. He thought Collingwood was
actually
going to
awesome.
side. It was a draw. He
Yep.
covers the line. Das took Port minus 41.5.
It's great.
He said North just stink.
Yep.
North are cheeks, and they fucking are.
They checked it.
Wally took Carlton minus 16.5.
That's a great bet.
And that was a good bet. That was one I was like, I like the Suns. And he's just,
No.
nah, the Blues at home in Marvel. The Suns don't like coming to Marvel. Good bet.
Yep.
And I let us down. I took Essendon minus 44.5 against the Tigers.
Yeah.
I love betting against Tigers, but they showed up.
Yep.
They showed up. That cost us, that was 13-1 for those 4 legs. And we got to Saturday Night Live and we were excited. The
fucking
group
great
chat was
multi.
pumping. It was no good. The Tigers showed up. I thought Essendon were going to blow them out.
Does that need to go in the bylaws that you stay away from Dreamtime? I don't know.
Oh,
We'd
yeah.
have to go back in the results.
Like big games, you stay away from. So anyway,
Cheers.
if you're having a bit of a look at the
Have a look.
at the schedule, what stands out to you this week? It has to be the Bombers with 5.5 points.
Nah, it's not because they're already in head to head.
So you just, instead of
that's
betting
boring.
instead of taking the 5.5 points, just take them to win at $2.18.
Correct.
Nice.
I like Freo plus 11.5.
Freo plus 11.5 against Melbourne at Alice Springs.
Yep. They dumb it down, Freo.
Yeah.
They dumb it down. 11.5 is a lot of points in
Yeah.
Freo's ball style. They're not a bad team.
Freo in the under. Like take
Yeah,
the
I
under.
like-
Not many goals. And Melbourne are boring as well.
The only thing
They won't get blown out.
The
will
only
they?
thing I could see this will either hit or Melbourne will win by 7 goals.
Right.
Which will scare me about the under.
Right.
But I just think Freo go up there and make it dirty.
They 100% do. That's how they play.
11.5. Cheers. I'd love 12.5.
I love, and it's a bit of a head-to-head bet or take the line.
Yep.
The Bulldogs plus 5.5 against the Pies, or the Bulldogs just to win outright at $2.16. I know Aaron Norton's not playing. I don't think Ed Richards will be playing either.
Yep.
I watched the Bulldogs last week. Fuck, they put some talent on the park, and I think Collingwood are fielding one of the worst teams Collingwood have ever fielded.
Yep.
Like last week, their team was dog shit. It's just Nick Dacos and Pendles keeping them in it. And like, they've still got the guns on the field. But Mason Cox is out. Jordan De Goey is another month away.
Yep.
They're just bringing in, like they've got, what they say, 5 guys under 10 games. Their team is average.
Yep.
I think the Dogs, is it under the lid? I think it is.
Yeah, it is. Well, that's what I was about to ask you. Does that not... It doesn't favour anyone.
No, it doesn't favour anyone.
I think the Dogs potentially would play better against the Pies at the G, but the Pies are better at the G.
Yeah, the Pies are so good at G. So
So-
I like the Dogs head-to-head, $2.16 and plus 5. I think the Dogs are I think it's a bit of a must-win for the Dogs.
Yep.
The Pies are riding a high.
Yep.
They've played Friday in Perth with a shit team. They've come home injured, so they're the flight home.
Yep.
And now they're playing the Dogs at Marvel, who played on Thursday night.
That is actually a great point. That's lost in footy now about coming home from Perth.
Yeah.
You don't hear about it anymore.
No.
This is a great tester.
The Perth team's win. So I love the Dogs head-to-head. Any other ones you like the look of? Port Adelaide Carlton.
So Friday night, Port Adelaide Carlton.
Thursday night, Port Adelaide Carlton. Talk to me.
6.5. So Port are favourites, rightfully so.
Yep.
Adelaide Oval. I think 220 is fair for the Blues, but I do like the value.
Yeah. if you like, what we love doing is looking at goal scorers and going, if you're going to kick one, you might kick two. If you're going to kick two, you might kick three. If you were to have a bit of a go at a Carlton player, who would you have a go at?
Always.
At Owies. Well, I'm going to have a look now. 71-1 for 5, 19-1 for 4, 8-1 for 3, and then 295 for 2.
8 for 3 is pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And mind you look at the form, his last 4, he's kicked 1-1, and then he went 3-3.
Yeah. So
that's why I liked it. So
when we bet on this, legit, we just like to have a go. We don't actually have that much. So say you're going to outlay $20, right? So you're getting 3-1 for 2. We have $10 on him to kick 2.
Yep.
So you get back $30.
Yep.
And then with your other $3, you have 3 on the 8, 3 on the 4 for 4 goals, 3 on for 3 goals, 3 on for 4 goals, and 3 on for 5 goals.
Yeah, it's great.
As soon as he kicks 2, you're in profit.
Yep.
You've basically won $10, and then after that, you don't need to bet much. Just a bit of fun. Like if you only have 250, we have fun. I watched the Swans against Carlton. I watched Heaney kick 3 in a quarter, and I watched Chad Warner kick 3. I'm looking at Jason Horne-Francis, Zach Butters, and Connor Rosie. So Zach Butters kicked 2 last week, right? So he's $2.03 for 1. He's $6.75 for 2, and he's 23-1 for 3. Connor Rosie, I'm getting $10.50 for 3, 34-1 for 4, and then Horne-Francis $9.50 for 3, 29-1 for 4. Could one of them get off the chain?
Definitely.
So if you take Horn for 2, he's $3.25. So that's the same thing. You might have 5 on him for 2, and then $1.50 on him for 3 and 4, or $2.50 on him for 3 and 4. That's an outlay of $10.
Yeah, it's good.
Same as Connor Rosie. You might have 5 on him for 2, $1.50, $2.50 on him for 3 and 4, and then Zach Butters, you only need him for 1. So you have 5 on him for 1, and then $2.50 on him for 2 and 3.
You've done that so well.
I reckon the mids are going to get it, or you take them all for an any time. What does that pay? Horn, Rosie, Butters.
While you're looking, you've made me think. I reckon that the Port mids could make Carlton's midfield look awfully slow.
What if Willem Drew stands himself on? What if Ollie Wines puts himself on Pat Cripps, and Willem Drew tries to tag Sam Walsh?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, how fast can that Port Adelaide midfield look?
So it brings me to this. You saw Zach Williams go forward last week.
Yeah.
He is not a defender,
no.
Unfortunately. They wanted him in the back line for his ball use. So you just copy his 50-50 work, and then you want his ball use. But his ball use wasn't great. And you got Sard for that. Boyd's sort of working into his role. I'm not sure Williams is a permanent forward. I think that happened for a week. Do we try Williams in the midfield?
No, I don't think he's tough enough. Does he put his head in the casserole?
But if you've got Cripps, and you've got Kennedy, and you've got
toughness, Sam Walsh, who is tough as.
You need a mix. I'm just thinking 15 disposals, $1.40.
Not bad.
I reckon that might be one to watch next week. He had 15 last week as the forward. Obviously, I don't think that's going to happen again. But where's someone that you're throwing in? I sound like Kingy. Lockie Cowan, $2.75 for 15. He had 19 last week.
What I like looking at?
Tell me.
Tom DeConning again for touches.
Yep.
$1.87 for 20. Who is Port Adelaide's ruckman?
It's the bloke.
Jordan Sweet.
Oh, sweetie.
So Tom DeConning will lick his lips on the sweet man. on the
their
Swedish pie. Oh, I don't know. No, and one other thing. This is Port Adelaide Carlton, and this is Collingwood Bulldogs, who we're about to crack into. When the line's this short, and the way footy's played this day, and the way they train, and what Collingwood have done the last couple of years, I can see a draw happening again here.
Okay.
Either game. I can see a draw between... So the 41-1 for the draw, would you be surprised if Port Adelaide and Carlton played a draw?
Shit, no.
Because they're both about the same of each other. When you're down, you take the game on to win it, and and the other team shits themselves, and then you get down, you take it on. And the same as Collingwood Bulldogs. Collingwood are the close game kings until they've got 7 blokes that have barely played in the side before. So they'll have a crack, they'll do their damage. So both games are 41-1 for the draw.
That's great.
I like, legit, $2.50 on the first game draw, $2.50 on the other game draw, and then if you were to multi the two draws, 1,800 to 1, 1,800 to 1. $2 on that.
100%.
For the draw.
Where else do you get this sort of analysis?
Nah, the way teams play these days, and the way you're taught to come from behind and win it, or hold on to your league, like Port Adelaide Hawthorn could have easily been a draw if the scores were a little bit different. But the way Port just came, and Hawthorn shat themselves, and they thought they got it done with 40 seconds to go, and they conceded 2 late goals. Like, that could have been a draw. Last week was a draw. As we said, it's more likely to be a draw than Richmond or North Melbourne winning. There's been 3 draws this year.
Can I also say that is why plus points is why I like plus points in the sport right now.
Yep.
Because plus 11.5 is the 3 years ago plus 21.5.
Yep.
Because if you're down, you look at Freo. Freo looked unbelievable when they moved the ball late in the game because they had to score.
They had to.
So 11.5, that's nearly 2 goals.
And
I love that. The stand rule, the 6-6-6, it's all culminating into 11.5, Jev.
Yes. No, it's well thought of. Any legs in Collingwood Bulldogs that stand out to you?
Treloar is really the only one that jumped just off the page.
He could be 40s. What's he paying for 40? I'll get it up.
What do Collingwood like head-to-head midfield?
No, they get they give up touches. So Sarong only had 25 last week, but Brayshaw had the 28 or whatever, and the halfback at Jordan Clark had 35. So could it be a Bailey Dale game?
Definitely.
Bailey Dale. How's Adam Treloar's paying $6.25 for 40? $2.80 for 35. That is some short stuff.
That is short. Well, I mean, the form's there.
The form's there. Riley Sanders is 91 to 1 for 40. He won't get 40. He's not that good. Bit of a bust.
Here you go. Here's a bit of an on-the-spot who am I.
Okay.
I've kicked 1, 1, 0, 2, 1. They are my last 5. So I've kicked 5 in 5 weeks. And I'm paying $2.05 for a snag.
Garcia.
Good guess. Latham Vandermeer.
Latham Vandermeer.
$2.05, Jev.
Here we go.
Don't tell you I didn't warn you.
Oh, here's one. Bo McCreary. 41 to 1 for 4.
Yep, that's good.
$12.50 for 3. Could you see Bo McCreary getting off the chain? Like Chad Warner does, a tackle breaker, a forward half player. Could he break a couple of tackles, kick 4 at 41 to 1?
2 in the first quarter.
2 in the first quarter. Kicks the first, 2 in the first quarter, 41 to 1. And then if I go to the Dogs, so Das also called Riley West last week. He hit the post, he kicked 2 points. Yep. He's paying 31 for 4. James Harms kicked 4 a couple of weeks ago, pays 71 for 4. No Mason Cox. Could Tim English get off the chain? I'm getting 7 to 1 for 2.
Yeah, that's great.
26 to 1 for 3. So if you think he's going to kick 1, he could kick 2. If you think he's going to kick 2, he could kick 3. Big Timmy English for 3 at 26 to 1.
He's so due for a game like that.
I reckon he is. Couple of marks outside the goal square at Marvel. He might be my one. Riley Garcia was good last week.
Another quick one. Jack Chris, last 3 weeks, kicked a snag. $2.50 anytime.
I like that.
That's awesome.
I really like that.
It's awesome.
Here we go. These are some good legs.
Each of the last 7 matches between Collingwood and the Dogs have gone under the total match. 170.5.
There you go.
What's that, 85 each?
Or just Bont. Just Bont to be Bont. He's so fucking good. 51 to 1 for 5.
So you like?
If Bont walked off with 24 and 5, would you be shocked?
Not at all.
And then Dacos walks off with 35 and 2. And it's a draw. Who gets the 3 votes?
You for that bet.
If I predict 35 and 2 Dacos, 24 and 5 Bont, and it's a draw. Fuck, we'd make some money.
10 coaches votes to Tubby.
To the Hungry.
Hey, that's a hell of a ramble.
Hey, no 10K punters club this week.
Yep.
Darcy in the show, we're having 1 week off. We were a bit filthy last week. We're just going to have a week to reset because we've got a big thing coming.
Yep.
It's a big thing coming. It'll probably be next week or when Darcy's back on the show in 2 weeks.
2 weeks,
We'll potentially have a surprise guest coming on in 2 weeks.
Big guess. If
we probably should talk about this off camera. Is the Shark coming on next week?
Yeah, there's definitely rumours.
There's definitely rumours.
There's rumours circling.
He's got the Brownlow tally.
Yep.
He was on once every 4 weeks.
Yep.
But he's been doing the work behind the scenes.
He went away and
we're getting the halfway Brownlow tally from the Shark.
And
I can't fucking wait.
As we know, this is so valuable come Brownlow night.
Yes.
The work he puts in it's an investment. This is a free show, Jeff. But honestly, tune in. So a little bit of housekeeping. If you're listening to this in your ear holes, if you can give us a review on Apple, it means huge things.
Yep.
Spotify, subscribe onto YouTube. And finally, Jeff, these hoodies. There's been a lot of murmurings about these things. There's a lot of black hoodies with an embroidered at the top, but these are coming this week, Jeff. They'll be ready by the end of the week.
They're ready to go, aren't they?
Discord will get first crack.
Discord gets first crack.
As they should, because they're awesome. They'll get first crack. There are not a lot of these. If you are not a Patreon, you still can get an early crack. I need you to DM us, Pepper Jack.
If you DM us Pepper Jack,
I will give you early access to the hoodies. Okay. There is not a lot of these. So DM us Pepper Jack. Discord will still get early crack. But yeah, these are ready to go. It's bloody exciting.
I love my hoodie. I love my hoodie that much. So
I love my hoodie.
We need legs from the
fans.
Legs from the fans. I can't wait to get the legs from the fans in our DMs on the YouTube comments. Usually good. And then
Swans. We've got
to buy. We've got a well-earned buy.
Yeah.
How weird is it? We've had 2 buys now
bad.
before another team's had a buy.
It's bad.
How much would we, we're already premiership favourites, but if we had to buy round, because we had the opening round buy in round 4 or whatever, if we had to buy round 16 and just primed ourselves for finals, that's why I think they've done it. They've made us go the buy, and now we're going to play 12 straight weeks of footy to get to the end of the year.
Yeah, maybe, but they're also paying $1.50 to make the 8.
Yeah.
So it's not like they were that high. Everyone was that high on the Swans.
That was a good bet.
That was a good bet.
That was a good. My old man said to me, he goes, "Don't tell your mother." But the bet of
She watches this.
she fucking doesn't. He's like, the Swans to make the 8 at $1.50 is the best bet. I've buried it. And my old man had he had his super on it, I think.
Do you know what would be the fucking best story of all time? If your mum buried it.
Oh, God.
Do you ever used to go and shopping?
Oh, we're going to Greece.
Just a very quick check-in because I do love these. The AFL season exotics, Jeff. Essendon to win a final. Yes at $2.70. No at $1.39. You got $100.
Yes.
Definitely, $2.70.
They're probably going to get a double chance.
Who are they playing? Final season exotic, because I do love these. North Melbourne's first win. Round 13 against West Coast, at West Coast, 340. They're not winning that game. That's the next best is $4.50, Richmond at home, round 21.
I was going to say, when are they winning?
Can I just have this is the final thing.
They're 61-1 to beat the Swans. When it gets to game day, they'll be 11-1. Why wouldn't you just back that now?
Because they're not winning.
Yeah, but they got to win eventually.
I'll give you 71-1.
I'll give you 5.
We have to wrap this up.
Oh, this would be dog shit.
But I don't mind this. $4.50 against Richmond, round 21 at home.
You might as well get it
They're
now.
not going to be paying $4.50.
Yeah, exactly.
Have a slice of that.
Have a slice of that. Can you multi that, you reckon, or is it singles only?
If North win a game before Richmond, are they favourite on that day?
Yeah.
So they're paying $1.70. Richmond paid $2.30. You've got them at $4.50.
$4.50 right now.
Arbitrage, ladies and gentlemen.
Arbitrage.
Swans have the bye. Blues at Port. I do not love this one bit, but I'm not going to tip us to lose. So this line 6.5. I say we don't cover.
No, you plus 6.5.
Plus 6.5. Yeah, we do cover.
And you win.
By 5 points.
You win.
Win by 5 and cover.
Cover either way. You're going to lose by
That's
7.
Right.
Not cover.
I'm just not confident.
No, you win. I'm tipping the draw. One of the Thursday, Friday night games will be a draw. Or there'll be one game this week. Could you see Gold Coast Essendon playing a draw?
Yes.
There's only 7 games this weekend. 7, yeah, there's 4 teams away. 7 games. 41-1 for all draws. Worth having $1.
100%. As I said in the start of the show, I guarantee you North haven't won.
Yeah, North haven't won.
3 draws.
There's been 3 draws at 41-1. What's that? $120.
Could the draw move to Tassie? Right, I've got to wrap this up.
Wrap this shit up.
This last 20 has stunk.
Unwatchable. Unlistenable. And I got to apologise to anyone that listened to the roast and said I went on too long about the Swans. I'm sorry.
They won't watch this because they're still watching the roast.
We went on too long. We are sorry. But people message and they'd fucking keep watching. I wouldn't. And some bloke said I look tired.
Some bloke messaged in and he said we would love timestamps, but that would mean that I have to watch it. Yeah. So we're not doing timestamps. Wrap the
chili, baby back ribs.
Your mum and a son. So am I.